Hi, I'm Chantelle with 141 Design Company and welcome to my channel. In today's episode, we're going to take a trip to Hobby Lobby to look for a special project we can transform into interchangeable seasonal decor. We're after this piece, the barnwood bench plant stand or the white bench plant stand. So let's get shopping. The first thing we come across is here they are, right here, ready to go. They're in the spring shop. The barnwood bench is a plant stand, and you'll see I'm grabbing it here. Give you an idea for size. It comes in brown, and we're going to transform the top of this. So in the cart it goes. The next one is, let's take a look at these white ones. One of them looks a little crooked to me, so let's go for this one here on the right. We'll add that one into the cart and take that one home to transform into something interchangeable. You can see it is a plant stand and it's a part of the spring shop at Hobby Lobby. Our next stop is for paint. We're in the craft paint section. We're going to come all the way down. These are all acrylic paints and they would all work wonderfully for our projects. But I've been dying to try this chalk paint. I haven't tried it yet, and it comes in quite a few colors in small containers. It's the Home Decor brand chalk style paint. We're going to need a red one, so we're going to pick this one up in, let's see, Imperial. Yep, that looks good. That's a good color red. We're going to need blue, and that looks like a good blue for us, so we'll take this nautical. And probably some gray. Black might be a little too heavy for our project, so we'll go for a nice dark gray, which I think this one's good. Yep, that'll work. So in the cart they go. We've got Maui Sand, Imperial, and Nautical. Now we'll find some paintbrushes. Now any of these paintbrushes are great. I love them all. I'm going to go with the ones up here at the top simply because it's a good pack and I like these rounded bristles on this particular one. They're just a good craft style paint. I don't need a lot of them. A few of them will do. So here we go in the cart. We're also going to need some glue. Now this super glue gel is something I've been meaning to try and haven't yet, and I'm hoping that it works fabulously on our wood products. We've been using the Tight Bond, but for some of these projects we just need a little bit. Now we've got all of our supplies ready to go to transform. We're going to start with the white bench, and here's our bunting. Now the bunting is part of the top of what we're putting on our bench stand, all right? And you can see I've got a couple different paint jobs here. That's what makes them so fun and interchangeable. You can paint them over and over again for many different seasons or themes. We've got our paints, our brushes. Again, we're going after that Home Decor chalk style brand paint in the blue, red, and gray. Love them. And I did pick up some of these show-off sponges. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or not, but we've got them on hand just in case. The bunting, of course, comes from 141 Design Company and will come with these attachments that you'll glue those with this super glue right onto the top of the bench. That's what's going to hold our bunting up there on the top. We'll set those aside because we'll use those later. This is our bench. We're going to use the white bench and we're going to paint this up so that we've got a fun seasonal interchangeable piece. The first colors we're going to use, and I'm going to speed this up here so we can get right through it, are the red, blue, and gray. So obviously we're going with a little bit of a nautical theme here that'll coordinate with all of our nautical stitching and decor. These little brushes are wonderful. Everything's going on very smooth, and I'm actually really pleased with this chalk style paint. It's great. It's super smooth and easy to work with. Now you notice I paint the edges first when I am painting edges. I don't always paint the edges. I sometimes leave the laser burned edges alone, but this time I'm going to go ahead and paint them. And we're painting the gray string. This is where I thought maybe black might be a little too heavy, so we're doing a dark charcoal gray for our string. Giving it a second coat. This just gets it a little bit thicker. It looked like we had pretty good coat coverage with the first coat, but a second will help so that we don't distress right through super quick when we do our sanding. And that's it. Super easy, super quick. We can do these in so many different color combinations to take us through the seasons for Halloween, Christmas, Easter, spring, fall, you name it. So now we've got one that's dry and it's ready for distressing. We're going to use the Gator Zip Micro Tool Kit. I picked these up at Menards, and it has a Velcro bottom to it that you'll just press that sanding thing right onto it, and this will be nice for distressing. Now I'm going to clean up the edge on this one because I did not paint the sides of it, so we sand that right off clean. This is a 120 grit sanding paper. Something I do want to point out here is that on this, I want you to be a little gentle when you're sanding this. We have a nice thin bunting, and we don't want to put stress on the seams or the, I guess, in between the thinner spots of the bunting so that we snap our bunting. If it should break, it can be glued together, or obviously give me a call. We'll figure it out. But I'm just holding and putting some pressure on so that I don't put too much stress on the edges that are a little thinner. And then I just go across, give everything a nice light sanding. I reveal the edges. I like a distressed look. And any paint that went over the sides while I was painting, I'm cleaning that up now because I didn't paint the edges on this one. So I'll just go through, clean off the edges. Afterwards, once I have it all distressed and sanded, I do finish it with a clear coat spray. I didn't share it in this video, but it is a lacquer clear coat spray. You can see in the next few pieces, you'll see that they're kind of shiny looking, and that's why, because it has a spray coat on it. Now let's try this super glue. Okay, the little pieces that go on the top that your bunting rests on are going to go on this side and on the other side, and we're going to glue them down with this super glue gel. I found that if I get it started by putting a little bit out onto the table, that gets it going because it is really thick and you do want to try to shake it. Just a little bit on the end and push it into place. A little bit on this side and put it in place on that side. I'm going to give it a little bit of a press just to kind of allow for good connection, but be careful with your fingers. You do not want this super glue on your fingers. No, no, it will stick your fingers together. I know this from experience. So now we're going to put a little bit in the holes so that we can put our little L-shaped brackets right inside there. This is what our bunting will rest on, and the bunting is just going to rest on it, so that's the beauty of it, is that's what makes it interchangeable. I had this plastic fork laying around, so I went ahead and cleaned up the edges because I had a little bit of glue that kind of came out. Obviously, I did not want to, a lot of times I'll wipe it off with my fingers, but I don't want this stuff on my fingers, that's for sure. So now I'll let that dry. It was drying up quick, and I did love using that Gorilla super glue. You can see this bench already has some on it, and what I did was I just painted them white after I put them on, and look, there's the bunting resting on the top. Oh, so cute. So you can see I have one here in red and blue. I also had a blue and turquoise one. So now let's play with the bench and see what we can come up with for some staging. I'm going to be using the blue and aqua or turquoise bunting. That's kind of a bee-themed color for my bee stitching. Playing with some of these felt balls that I picked up from Fat Quarter Shop, and the other items are from Hobby Lobby. And there she is. Isn't it cute? I am so thrilled with how this is turning out, and there's so many possibilities. So we've transformed this adorable little bench plant stand from Hobby Lobby into a nice seasonal interchangeable decor piece for our home. And of course, if you weren't using the wood bunting, you could always tie some felt balls or some other bunting that you made yourself across the top of it. But I hope you love it. I'm excited and love it too, and I can't wait to make more and more of them, and we've got some more plans for the interchangeable bunting in the future. Thanks for joining.